see.
All right, welcome in, friends. We've got a good game tonight between. I expect a civil game tonight between the Hypnotoads and Hive Mind, two teams that are both solidly in the playoff field as of the moment. Hypnotoads are in 7 and 4. They are in third place, so they're having a very strong season. Meanwhile, Hive Mind, just about where we would expect them to be, 6-5 in sixth place. Hive Mind with 9.7 points per game, and Hypnotoads with a very strong 10.7. Statistics to watch: Hypnotoads. This is a divisional matchup, and the Hypnotoads will clinch their division if they win this game, unless they lose out. Hive Mind win out, and there's a 9% swing in question percentage, which feels very unlikely. So, for all intents and purposes, they'll clinch with a win here. Meanwhile, Hive Mind will clinch at least a play-in game with a win, so they're on the cusp of the playoffs themselves. Pool Boy beat the Hypnotoads. Excuse me, Hypnotoads killed Pool Boy last week, featuring a very funny mental health category that Hypnotoads nailed. And then Hive Mind were victorious against the Night Pandas, thanks to Justin for getting what's his name? Now I'm forgetting his name. The Arkansas
Darren McFadden.
Darren McFadden. You forgot Darren McFadden's first name. All right. Here we go. First category tonight is swing silhouettes, which is an MLB category. I've had aspirations of making this category for years, and I've finally done it. So, would anyone like to double this? MLB.
I
It's
think
not
we're
where.
good.
Yeah, it's gonna say I can't really give much help.
Okay. No doubles. Here's the first question of the night for the Hypnotoads. What three-time All-Star and five-time Silver Slugger Award winner who played from 1982 to 2007 when he retired as the oldest player in MLB history used the batting stance below?
Is this the Yankees guy who has the most steals?
Ricky Henderson?
Yeah,
Ricky Henderson was definitely more than a three-time All-Star.
Yeah. When I saw that
five-time
second
Silver
Gary
Slugger.
Sheffield, but did he start playing in '82?
Because Ricky Henderson definitely ran bow-legged.
I
82 to
don't think
2007.
it's
Okay.
I
Okay,
don't think
past
it's
that.
Gary Sheffield, but that's our best guess probably.
Played
Yeah,
for
he started.
25 years.
Oh, maybe that's Hugo Sheffield. I don't know.
Who is that?
He playing '82?
I've actually seen this. I've definitely
Dude,
seen
for
the stats.
25 years and I can't name him. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so mad when I see the name. All right, Gary Sheffield final.
Dude, I have no idea. It kind of looks like Kevin Youkilis, but he was not playing in '82.
Yeah, I thought the same.
Should we go with
I have-
Ricky Henderson, even though they were pretty confident?
That's definitely not Ricky Henderson.
Okay.
But I mean,
I
I'm
would-
not gonna come up with it.
I wouldn't have
I have
anything.
Youkilis in my head, but it's not him. So let's just send Ricky Henderson final.
This is Julio Franco.
Mm.
Julio Franco, who played for a lot of teams, including the Mets. Yeah, classic stance. He played for the Braves for a little bit. I remember him. Okay. Hive Mind, your question. What nine-time All-Star with 509 career home runs, who played from 1988 to 2009 and was known for his signature bat waggle, used the batting stance pictured below?
Dude, I don't know who
Don't
this
know.
is.
Gravel, because we are Hive Mind, and if we don't know an MLB batting category, we have to guess Jeff Kent if we don't have an answer.
509 career home. That's a lot.
Jeff Kent was banging them, so it's not out of a possibility. And he was retired by 2012. So. Oh, okay. And then for pitchers, we have to use John Rocker. Just so you're aware of the Hive Mind rule set.
I was gonna say Frank Thomas, but I also don't think he was playing in '88. I don't know who this is.
I would go with Frank Thomas.
Fucking Frank Thomas final.
Is this Ken Griffey?
I I know Ken Griffey had over 600 home runs. This actually
Oh,
might be
dang.
a Gary Sheffield.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it
Because
is.
he played for the Marlins for a while. He played with the Tigers for a while. He played with the Yankees for like 6, 7 years. I think it makes sense. And I think he had around 500 home runs.
Send it in.
And he did have a signature bat waggle. So
Yeah, I like
yeah,
it.
let's just go Gary Sheffield final.
That is correct.
Attaboy.
That's about right.
Yeah.
You guys forgot about the other rule. Always go for the spite answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hypnotoads, not wrong, just early. Okay. The Kyle Pitts of blank is an NFL category. Does anyone want to double this?
How do we
Is it
feel?
about tight ends or is it about disappointments?
It's about disappointments.
I think we have a strength with NFL.
We're gonna hold the double, Gravel. You cool with that?
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, I'm
Tyler,
cool
do you
with
want to
double.
double? Wickle, do you want to
In
double?
case we get the
Yeah, I'll double.
I think we
2000s or
double
some
it.
shit.
All right. Yeah, we'll double this.
Okay, the Toads are doubling.
This feels like a Robert Kimdichie question.
Man, he was so hyped up. All right. The Kyle Pitts of receivers may be what player who was selected 21st overall out of a Big 12 school in 2023, but has just 1,100 career yards in his first 2 seasons and had 7 drops last year?
Um,
It was 2023.
who's the receiver for the Chargers who can't catch?
I'm thinking it's Jalen Rager. Was 2023 Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson? Or
So
were they earlier?
no, that sounds like that draft. It could be
Jalen Rager was in
You're
the
right.
Metcalf draft. Wasn't that
You're
2022?
right. Yeah, I'm
Well,
thinking.
didn't the Eagles take Rager over
I think they
Jefferson?
took him around 21st overall.
Yeah.
I think Rager's a good call, honestly.
No, because 23, 24 would be Jefferson's rookie year, so that means he's only in his second year. I think it's the guy from the Chargers.
What's that guy's name?
That's a great question.
Uh,
Wickle, Chargers receivers, go.
on the team right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They got
Josh something?
no.
Josh Palmer. No, he's on the Bills now.
2?
All right, Jalen Rager final.
Quinn Johnson.
No, it's Quentin
the guy.
Johnson. It's
God.
Quentin Johnson.
It is
Is that his
Quentin
name?
Johnson.
Yeah, Quentin Johnson final.
That is
Sorry,
correct.
Wick. I'm
No,
so sorry.
I thought of it like right.
Dude, I was trying to come up with it the whole time. I could not come up with that
I
fucker's
knew it
name.
was from the seventh
Yeah,
draft.
I knew it was the
Sucked.
Chargers guy even before they said the Chargers, and I was like, who is that idiot?
I
They
was stuck
chuck the ball
on
to all the time.
I was stuck
Yeah.
on Quentin Grimes.
That dude is
Jalen
a Kyle
Rager was
Pitts
like
for
5
sure.
years before this.
Neil would be livid right now. He'd be screaming right now.
It's a tough
You know he's
one.
watching Mad somewhere, actually.
It's a tough
I
pull.
mind this is for 1 point to make it 3-1. The Kyle Pitts of running backs may be what player who was selected 32nd overall out of
Oh,
an
I know
SF
this
school
guy.
in 2020, but has only rushed for 500 yards in the last 3 seasons and didn't play last year due to personal reasons.
This freaking loser.
Is this
Is
Clyde
this
Edwards-Helaire?
Damien? Oh, no, yeah, that's 100% right. I had a different thought, but
SEC
no, it's
32nd
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
overall
That's
after
who
the
it is.
Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
That's who it is. Yep, you're right.
Clyde
Put it in.
Edwards-Helaire, final answer.
Nice. Oh, I'm sorry.
That
Yeah,
best
that's
LSU team of all time. They had
That
like
team
7
was-
first rounders, and obviously Jefferson and Chase and Burrow have been really good, but like the rest of them were awful. Like Clavon Chaisson and
Yeah.
that offensive lineman that won the first round. I guess Patrick Queen's been okay, I think. Okay. Anyway, bad spin-offs is a TV category.
Yo, let's double.
No, Eli. It's gonna be some network shit. We have been playing trivia for 9 seasons now, and you still, every time you see anything to do with pop culture, say we'll double it without thinking, without putting
Hey, we
any
get it.
critical thought into it.
We get it every time.
We get it.
That's not true. That's not true. It's gonna be some bullshit. Like Eli, for instance,
Joey.
could you tell me what show Frasier is a spinoff of?
Cheers.
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 Well, thanks, guys. I'm trying to
I
destroy
know.
my teammates' confidence here, and you're not doing anything for me. We're not gonna double. And if it's Eli, if it's piss easy, I'll apologize to you. But no,
Okay.
we're not gonna
Also,
double. it.
Frasier's a very successful spinoff.
Yeah, he picked a good. It's a good.
I know. That's why I'm asking
Yeah,
Eli,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
can't tell me that.
All right, for 1 point, Hypnotoads. Halle Berry wasn't able to save Living Dolls, a spin-off of this show that starred Alyssa Milano, among others, from being canceled after 12 episodes.
Ew.
You see my double barrel middle finger?
Um, no idea. Alyssa Milano. Doesn't feel like Sex in the City.
Definitely not.
Baywatch.
Dude, is there a black person who loves Halle Berry you can call right now?
No. No one who would be this deep into early 2000s TV.
Damn, she must have a Mount Rushmore of trash. Wasn't she in
Is
the
there
wasn't
anybody
she in the
from Finland who
garbage
stays up
Catwoman
late
movie
who
too?
loves Halle Berry who would know this?
No. No. I have no
What do
idea
you
what
guys
this
want to
would
go
be.
with?
Because then you'd have to still, what's the original show? Like, what is Melissa Milano in?
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you either. My guess is Sex in the City.
Let's go with girls. Why
I like
not?
girls. Go with girls.
Girls final.
I think this is an older show. I think Alyssa Milano was on a sitcom in the late 80s, early 90s. And I think this is probably young Halle Berry prior to like Monsters Ball.
That's
I'm just not sure which one it is. It could be Growing Pains. It could be Family Ties.
My Two Dads.
Shit. I don't think so.
Just sound like Growing
No,
Pains.
Yeah, that's the one I'm leaning towards. I'm not positive. I just know Alyssa Milano was on a sitcom in that area. Growing Pains, final answer.
Yes, you have everything right except the show, which is Who's the Boss?
Yeah, I looked this up. There's no way we would have
It's
gotten
the
that.
fucking show with Tony Danza that
Yeah.
Post Malone is referencing in.
I couldn't. Yeah, I didn't say Tony Danza for a reason.
Oh wow, she was
Boss,
also
like
in
Tony
Charmed.
Danza.
Wow.
All right.
He wasn't Charmed, but I knew that was
Never heard
not
of-
a
I didn't
spin-off.
know-
Hey, shout out Angels in the Outfield.
I
Tony
didn't know
Danza.
anything
I don't know
she
if you
was
guys have
in
seen that movie.
besides,
Good
I
movie.
only know her from Who's the Boss.
Matthew
Not that-
McConaughey, Adrian Brody, a lot of talent in that movie.
It's true.
All
Joseph
right,
Gordon-Levitt.
Mario Lopez and Tiffany Thyson's return for The College Years, a spin-off of this popular show, didn't help it last more than one season.
Saved by the
Saved
Bell.
by the Bell, final
So
answer.
that one's like
I
so
told you, Spence.
so much
Spence,
more
what did I
obvious.
say? What did I
Eli,
say?
no. Did you see the question they got? And if this was last night, bro, if I was living in Dallas right now, do you know how fucking angry I'd be?
I'm surprised you guys didn't know the other one, to be honest.
I could have got there.
One of these is like
This-
that's the only thing.
Who's the
Mario
Boss
has.
doesn't come to mind right away, but that is a quintessential sitcom of this era.
Yeah, Who's the Boss, like mega popular. All right, whatever. Niche time. FBS, FCS nicknames. Niche. I must write niche.
Oh, this is.
All right. Here's the question.
Guess we just blocked one without even
The
looking.
only school in the FBS or FCS nicknamed the Trailblazers changed university names in 2022. What was the former name of that university?
Change names of the university.
Correct.
This is a good question. I have no idea.
It's not our night, man.
Ugh.
You did win by 8 last week, so
Dude, we got every question like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
last
16
week.
points.
the regression of the mean here, I guess.
In fairness, last week it was like 7 to 8 going into round 7. I have no idea.
just gonna mute
So they
myself and check
changed
my
the
game.
name of the university so they had a slave owner's name, right? That's what all those Canadian universities did.
I was trying to think who the Trailblazers are. I know who UAB is. I have no idea.
UAB is just the Blazers, and it's
Yeah,
also
and they're
just
not.
Alabama.
They're FCS.
Is it Pepperdine?
Lasers.
5.
No, they're the
Pepperdine is still
Waves.
Pepperdine.
What was the former name?
Answer?
Deep cut.
We have no idea.
Mr. Trump University.
I don't know.
They're not FCS. Should we just pass, boys? I don't think.
Yeah, we're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Plattsburgh State, final answer.
So this is Utah Tech. And I'm going to
Utah
reemphasize
Tech.
I'm going to reemphasize that this school is in Utah, but it was formerly known as Dixie State University.
Deep
That's
hole.
Why?
I don't know.
Deep
Yeah.
hole.
And their name is the Trailblazers, but their logo is like a buffalo.
Of
All right.
course.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Goosebumps time. Here's the
I
question.
Gravel, I was gonna text you and be like, if there's any team that would block one of our sports things, it would be these guys. So don't count your chickens
We
for
like
the
letting
hash.
Goosebumps in.
Yeah.
All right, here's your question. Name the book based on a partial image of its cover.
Eli, you want to answer this one?
I have no idea.
Yeah, the Revenge of the Lawn Gnome's final answer.
Jeez.
You could give me half of that image and I'd still get it right. You could give me the crystal ball and I'd get it.
That's crazy.
It's fucking
You ever
wild.
play Framed?
I'm working on a Peeled Eyes' comeback after 2 years is literally about Goosebumps covers.
Mm.
All right, let's get on the board here, guys.
Just a bad beat for the Toads there.
All right.
Shout out Tim Jacobus.
Seeds of the day. This category.
about plants?
This category would play better with other teams, I fear. So this is a college
basketball
category.
Yeah.
Tough.
Hi, mind. You want to double?
Nah, we were hoping for plants.
Here's the question for the Hypnotoads. Name the national champion from the past decade based on the seeds of the teams that made the Final Four. The champion is in bold. So a
So there
one
were
seed
one
won the
seed.
tournament, and then there was a 1, a 3, and a 7 were the other teams in the Final Four.
I'm assuming you mean
Seed in the
men's.
Final Four, huh?
It is men's, yeah.
Did UConn win as a 1 seed the year before last? Or the last 2 years? Probably wouldn't say UConn
Yeah.
because then you'd have to specify which UConn.
I'm trying to think who the 7 seed was. Was it South Carolina?
What was NC State last year?
Not a. They
They
could
were
have been 3 or
they
7.
they were in 11. I think I'm trying
11.
to,
Jesus.
What about a Villanova? But then again, you have 2 Villanova wins.
yeah,
Virginia?
I think that's 7 seed. It's
I
South
don't-
Carolina. I was trying to figure out what year that was.
So I'm
Dude,
thinking
honestly,
it's
let's just
Nova or
maximize our
Virginia.
odds and toss out Villanova.
I think it's either.
My problem is with Nova and UConn, then we'd have to specify
5,
which year.
We're at
I feel like it's-
2017.
I feel like it's Virginia.
Let's
1.
just go
Answer?
ahead.
2017 final.
Which one? So Villanova.
Villanova.
Okay.
It's not the year,
I think it's
Wickle.
Virginia, you guys.
Name the
sorry,
actual
sorry.
team.
Sorry,
Girl, you good with that?
oh, okay.
Should we go with Nova though?
With what?
Villanova.
Yeah, that's what they said.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Virginia.
Dude,
I'm
I
sorry,
don't
didn't
know
tell
the
you.
answer. I was just going off what they were.
I'm pretty
Are
sure
you like confident,
they
Spence?
took Villanova as an answer.
I thought
They
he took
took-
2017.
Their answer was 2017.
Okay.
We should say Villanova. Unless you're
Five.
confident, Spence.
I
Virginia
don't
final.
think we should listen to Eli.
I think it's Virginia.
Ryan had the right year, whereas South Carolina is the 7 seed, but North Carolina won the title that year.
Oh.
It was North Carolina, Gonzaga were the 2 1 seeds. That was the championship game. Oregon was the 3 seed, and then South Carolina. That was the South Carolina team that upset Duke in the second round. Okay. Hive mind.
So it was a year after.
Name the national champion from the past decade based on the seeds of the teams that made the Final Four with a champion in bold. You've got a 1, a 2, another 2, and an 8.
We're gonna want to go Virginia here, fellas.
Yeah, I was gonna
Send
say.
It would be stupid for us not to. Because we don't know it. We don't have any other context to work with because we're not going to know the 2, or the 8, right? You guys don't
Yeah.
know
Nope.
the 2, or the 8. So Schadenfreude tells us to pick Virginia. Final answer.
Oh, that was a harsh buzzer. Once again, I think he's not going to pick a school that has multis, so UConn and Nova would be out of it. So it's like, and it's not North Carolina. So who are the 5 others?
Duke.
Like Auburn? Did
Maybe
Auburn win?
Kentucky.
Bakery, Kentucky.
Did Auburn win one?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Did Kentucky
Baylor?
win one?
Baylor?
Yeah, Baylor won one.
I'm going to send Baylor.
Fuck it.
Baylor final.
Oh,
That is a good guess. I
Baylor's a
didn't
good
do
guess.
that one because UCLA was like a 10 seed. This is Kansas when it was
Wow.
Kansas, Villanova, and then the Duke North Carolina semifinal.
When was this? It must have been 2015.
This is 2022.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
goodness. Kansas
Yeah, 'cause
won
then
one?
Yeah, Kansas won the year before UConn won back to back. Because this is like Coach K's last season when North Carolina and Duke played in the Final Four.
Wow. This is one Maria's dad would have nailed, but he's not awake.
I thought
So,
about doing the Baylor one the year before because that was like 1-1-1-10 or something like that because UCLA was a pretty low seed. All right. Next is
I was not locked in.
Craig's border crisis. This is a geography category about U.S. land borders.
Okay.
And
Okay. I
hi,
wish we
mine. Would
had
you
a
like to
double.
double?
U.S. international land borders.
Who's
Yeah.
who's the Craig in question?
Craig on Manchester United.
Oh, okay, word.
Yes. Would you like to double? Hi, mine.
No.
Okay.
Eli, is your
So
dad
it's-
experiencing a border crisis?
I was gonna say.
It's killing the price of eggs, guys, for real.
Goddamn
the
tariffs.
site of 5 million border crossings a year, the busiest border crossing with Canada is located in what state?
It has to be New
I'd say
York.
New York,
It has
right?
to be New York.
Yeah, because New York connects to Toronto and Montreal.
Yeah, Buffalo and Niagara crossing. Been
Yep,
over this border a couple times.
of course.
New York is, I'm not going to say it yet, but can we, I don't feel like we should throw out another answer. And I doubt they're getting higher traffic on the West Coast than Buffalo, Niagara, and then obviously the
Yeah, I doubt it.
Quebec.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I doubt it.
I'm good with that.
Okay. New York final.
That is correct. So the Toads get their first point since round 1.
That's a nasty
I
stretch.
honestly thought it was Michigan. I thought
That's
they
second.
were wrong
I
there.
was torn between those two.
Or Washington.
Michigan is second and
Nah,
Washington is third.
Michigan is very highly trafficked.
Because Detroit is like right on the border.
Yeah, the
Um,
Windsor border is huge.
Yeah. All right, Ivan, here's your question. You can probably guess what it is. The site of 31 million border crossings a year, the busiest border crossing with Mexico is located in what state?
It's gotta be Texas, right?
I think it's California.
You think? Yeah.
Oh, Tijuana.
It's one of the two.
I guess both questions have like two answers, but you got to pick one.
Spence, whatever you want to do, I'm good with.
Okay, give me a second here. California final answer.
Yes. It is the San Diego Tijuana border.
Yeah.
Yeah, too much of West Texas is with
Texas
that
was my
Mexican
initial
border.
thought too, Eli, but
I actually think
just based on
Arizona's
sheer
biggest
amount
border,
of people who would be right there.
Arizona's busiest border, I think, is actually busier than Texas's busiest border.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's right.
Yeah, because it's all West Texas. No one even lives there.
Tavares sucks.
The El Paso border, I think, is the second most, but that's basically New Mexico. All right. 7-5 is our score. Let's give the next point to Hype on my score sheet. Now we have another niche round. It's 2010's Best Actor nominees.
Nice.
And for the niches to be kind of tough tonight. Every Best Actor nominee in 2018 was nominated for their role in a biopic, except for one who did not win the award. Who was that actor?
So Raza, I wanted it to be at Eternity's Gate. It's the same year.
It's
Is it Mank?
it's
Is-
it's A Star Is Born. It's Bradley Cooper.
Nice. That sounds about right.
Yeah. The other movies that year, Green Book,
At Eternity's
the
Gate.
Van Gogh movie,
Yeah. I wanted that one.
the Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm forgetting the other one. Whatever. Bradley Cooper final.
Correct.
Nice.
I heard you start to say A Star Is Born. The last thing the Toads needed tonight. All right. 7-4, and the niche for Hive Mind is last decade NHL All-Stars. This is the question. Only 2 defensemen from this team have made an All-Star team in the last decade. Alex Pietrangelo, who made it in 2018 and 2020, and what other player?
Gravel, is this the Pacific team or the Central team that this player played for?
I think it's this is the Central team because is it 2018 around the time they made it to the Cup?
They won the Cup in 2019.
He was still there, so yeah. I have
Oh, then initial CP, ironically enough.
TP?
Child porn?
C.
Oh, that was one of my
CP.
thoughts. I had another one, but I don't think it is him.
So you like my guess better?
Colton Pareko.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think he made it in the last handful of years. So yeah.
All right, Colin Pareko, final answer. Fucking A.
Uh, so this one he's on the Blues. The only other defenseman I know is Justin Falk. I don't know if he made an All-Star.
What about Mike Bieksa?
Wick, send in anything
All
that
right.
comes to mind because I can't
We'll
fake
go
it.
Justin Falk, final.
Oh,
Who's
that
your
would have
guess,
been
Austin?
nice.
I was
Go ahead.
thinking Corey
Jay
Krug.
Bowmeister?
Oh,
It's
Corey.
Kevin Shattenkirk.
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 He's been passed around. I fucking hate
Yeah,
Kevin Shattenkirk.
All
me
right.
too.
Here we have an NHL category. This
Oh,
is
you hate us.
backups in name only.
Okay.
So it's about NHL goalies. High mind, you want to double?
Spence, we got a double.
We're gonna double Gravel?
I think we have to. Yeah,
You confident with backups?
I could muscle out a backup. Yeah.
They're like
All right.
fake backups.
We will double.
All right, you're
Do we have
doubling.
anyone we can call?
It's only a 3-point game. With 7 points left. Hypnotoads, your question is for 1 point. Here it is. Anthony Stolarz leads his playoff team in save percentage and goals allowed, even though what goalie leads the team in starts?
Joseph Wall, final.
Awesome.
Ryan, picking
Awesome.
these up.
I know my backups.
This one is kind of backwards because Stolarz is actually the starter, like in the playoffs. But
Another goalie Flyers let go for nothing.
but this only works for so many people. So, but the next one is actually a backup. Here we are. Casey DeSmith leads his playoff team in save percentage and goals allowed, even though what goalie leads the team in starts?
This is Ottinger, right? Isn't DeSmith the backup for the Stars?
I honestly don't know where he is. Fuck Casey DeSmith. He sucks.
I think he's the Stars.
We gotta get it, dude.
Did the Bucks
I
lose yet?
know. I think it is the
Gross.
Stars. I'm gonna go with Jake Ottinger final.
Correct.
Nice.
Pull Austin.
Big pull. For
Damn.
Yeah, that could have been a big swing there. All right. So Hive Mind are up 4 with 4 points remaining. The next category is fine dining. It's a food category.
Gross.
Both phone a friends on the board. That's it.
Yeah.
Toads, you're up first. Here's your question. Traditionally, the term caviar only applies to the roe of what fish that has existed since the time of the dinosaurs, but has been caught near extinction in the Black and Caspian Sea.
This is sturgeon.
Yeah, it's sturgeon.
In
Sorry,
yeah.
ignore that. That was an accident.
It's still sturgeon.
Yeah, it's still sturgeon. I was just gonna go on a side about how in northern Iran it's a very lucrative industry.
Good to know. Sturgeon. Roz, get your point.
Yeah, sturgeon final.
You guys get a half point there. Is the northern part of Iran on the Caspian Sea?
I believe so, yeah. There's this region called Mazandaran. It's right on the top. It splits and it hits the Caspian, yeah. I think.
Okay. Hive Mind.
I think caviar is disgusting.
What are we 6? Yes. Okay. So you can get this right to win the game. The stigmas of the crocus flower are used to make what expensive spice that lends its name to a color?
I don't know that.
I think it's saffron. It's the only thing I can come up with.
I like that. Let's
Shout out Pokemon. Saffron, final answer.
Correct.
Dang.
Nice.
Nice.
Wow. Good.
Red gold. Also a very lucrative industry in Iran.
The amount of shit I've learned from Pokemon that has nothing to do with Pokemon, man, really is crazy.
All right.
Like I honestly thought the last one, although sturgeon makes a lot more sense, was coelacanth, which is an ancient fish from the time of the dinosaurs. Relicanth.
Can.
Yep.
That's like my third sturgeon question this season. I'm on a huge sturgeon kick. All right. Last category is
What a crazy sentence. I'm on a huge sturgeon.
I've been getting into sturgeon lately.
honestly one of my damn, the Braves are gonna lose. One of my favorite episodes of River Monsters is about the sturgeon. So
Been spending a lot of time on the sturgeon Wikipedia lately.
all right, science category. I guess it's kind of history, kind of science. To end us, Hypnotoads, your question. What was the fitting name for the first U.S. human spaceflight program, which ran from 1958 to 1963 and put the first Americans in space?
Is this the Mercury?
Um,
Apollo comes after Mercury.
okay.
Apollo's
If you
when
know
we
that,
get,
then go for it.
yeah, Apollo's when we actually get to the moon, but this is Mercury final.
Correct. Yeah, it's Project Mercury.
Underline first. This is
Yeah, it
after
reminds me
the
of when Leaf would make games and his clues were like Jeopardy clues, where like you could kind of get the answer based on how he wrote it.
Yeah, I didn't know how hard these would be, so I gave little hints of most of them.
I think that's an easy one.
What was the fitting name for the second U.S.
Yeah.
human spaceflight program, which ran from 1955 to 1956 and used two-man crews to perfect the rendezvous and docking maneuvers necessary to go to the moon?
Eli, you can have the point.
So they just said Apollo, right? But what that is, or would it be
Eli,
Gemini?
where does twin come from in
Or is
terms
it
of the
Gemini? Is it
stars?
Gemini? I'm
Yes.
going off.
Yes.
Okay, Gemini. Final answer.
That is correct.
You can lead the horse to water. Will the
He
horse
threw-
drink?
Talons threw me for a loop.
I would also note that it's inherent in the question that this is not the mission that got them to the moon, because it says this is when they practice the stuff to go to the
Yeah.
moon.
Agreed.
But regardless, Eli's a winner.
Hey, as I say, Eli's points are climbing. I mean, in the
I'm-
past 2 weeks, my man's
And I
put
think
up
that's
some.
3 wins in a row for Hive Mind, which doesn't happen very often. Actually, no, you guys
Oh.
used to win like 3 and then lose 3, so you've only been doing the alternating
We used to open our season 0-3 and then have to claw back.
Yeah.
It is
All right.
me and Cam at the bottom of the points tally right now, so I'm trying to pass him.
Big for you. All right. So next week, the two teams that play tonight will face teams of differing fortunes. Hypnotoads play, I would say, is the rival now on Scarlet Knights, who are 9-2 and in first in the whole league. And Hive Mind play the last place Simple Jacks. However, they've been more fun than they've ever been, so they have that going for them. All right.
Scarlet Knights are family,
playing,
man.
guys.
Love those guys.
Good
Good
game,
game.
guys.